Hello and welcome to the show, From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole. All things mental health awareness and wellness, where we interview amazing people from all around the world, sharing their Weeping to Warrior story of how they overcame challenges and obstacles and what they are currently doing to maintain their mental health and their physical health. If you know my story, back in 2021 is when I was in treatment for 2 months. I struggled in silence for 9 years. I struggled with depression, anxiety, addiction, and PTSD due to medical trauma. And when I was in treatment for 2 months, I was writing my music, but at the time I didn't know it was my music. And when I left, I shared my music to the public. And then I also had a passion for mental health awareness and wellness, where I would speak to schools, churches, organizations, and letting them know that there is hope on the other side. I'm currently in a certification program to be a health practitioner, where I can truly dive deep to help people to overcome stress and burnout. And so please join me on this journey. If you would like to be a guest on my show, on any future shows, please contact me at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com. We would love to have you on to share your Weeping to Warrior story. Now, during the show, a disclaimer, I will give tips and strategies. And during this time, I am not a medical professional, but I will share strategies based off of the things that helped me to overcome stress and depression. And also a trigger warning as well. We are going to dive deep into mental health. People are going to share their stories. And so I just want to share that there possibly could be a trigger warning if it's something that you are currently dealing with. All right. So before we bring out our amazing guest, I want to talk about some mental health stats. And I think this is going to be great for us just to raise awareness and just to have an understanding. And so I want to give 3 stats today. This is from NAMI.org, and it's called the National Alliance on Mental Illness.org. You can go there and find resources and strategies if you are needing some resources, or if you need some tips on mental health, you can go there at NAMI.org. So the first stat is 1 in 5 U.S. adults experience mental illness. 1 in 20 U.S. adults experience serious mental illness. And this stat is just, wow. It's 17% of youth, the age of 6 to 17 years old, experience a mental health disorder. So if you or someone you know is suffering or needs support, you can call or text the number 988. It's a 24/7 hotline, crisis line that will provide resources and support for you. All right, so we're going to introduce our special guest on today. And we're going on the map to Seattle/Tacoma area. That's where I reside now. And that's where this guest resides as well. We're putting Tacoma and Seattle on the map. Okay. All right. So let's read her bio. Brenda Simmons, known by her stage name, Estella Johns, is a 65-year-old contemporary gospel singer and songwriter. She also writes poems and have been singing since the age of 5 years old. Estella Johns have been working as a school bus driver for almost 19 years. She is a mother of 3 and have 5 grandchildren. Let's welcome this warrior queen to the show. And before she comes out, she is my actual blood auntie. Yes, she is on my father's side. So she's not just an amazing singer and not just a songwriter and a grandma and working at the school district, but she's also my aunt. But I got to take that niece hat off and put on my host hat. Let's welcome this warrior queen, Estella Johns, to the show. Hello. Hello, Estella Johns. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm so excited. I was like, let me call my auntie Estella Johns and have her come on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege. It really is a privilege.
Yes. Well, thank you.
First on your show.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. Nothing like family. So yes, we love and support each other for sure. Absolutely. It's all about that. Yes. Well, we are going to talk about, we're going to dive deep. We're going to talk about your music. We're going to talk about, your Weeping to Warrior story. And so, but before we start and dive deep, we want to get to know who you are. So tell the audience, whether if you're listening in or if you're watching, they would love to hear about you. Who are you? Tell us who you are, what you do, and where you currently reside.
Well, who am I? I am actually Brenda Simmons. And I'm the baby of a baby girl of 9 in the family, and I was raised in the church. Been at the same church for 62 years, Greater Christ Temple. As you stated, I am your auntie. Been a school bus driver for going on 19 years, which you already had, read most of my bio. And I just love the Lord, and I just love to sing and write poems and bless people. Yes,
awesome. Yes, and we're going to talk about one of your songs today, Don't Give Up, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But I just wanted to say, like, today I was going through some stress, as we know, life be lifing, right? And so I was going through some stress, and so your song popped up, Don't Give Up, and I was like, don't give up. I was like, I'm going to talk to my auntie today. I'm going to talk to Estella Johns today. And so that really encouraged me on today. And so we're going to talk about that. So, but before we do, I would love for you to share with our audience, share a time in your life that you faced, a major obstacle, and how did you manage to push through that?
Well, as you know, but as some people don't, my mom passed away 3 years ago. I was her caregiver for 10 plus years. And as, like I said, as being the baby girl, you stick by your mom and stuff. So she was like, people say your parent can't be your best friend, but she was mine. And watching her go down, get into with sickness and stuff, and then hearing her and seeing her pass away, that took me to a whole new level. I went into a dark place that I've never been in. Wasn't sure I was going to get out of it. I didn't know how to. I prayed and did, what I thought I could. Thought I did everything, but I just couldn't get out of it. But it took other people to come into my life and help me get through it with the prayer and first the help of God, and other people come in and help me get through it, and it took me like almost 2.5 years to get out of that dark place. It took me a long time to go to church because I didn't see her there. So, but like I said, other people, and then doing my music and writing and stuff, keeping my mind, and especially going to the studios, that was my therapy. So
So during that time when because that's my grandma too, during that time of seeing her go through this, and you're her caretaker, was that a time that you would say that was probably one of your lowest times in your life, where you were just like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing my mom just decline, and like, Lord, what do I do? Like, tell us a little bit about when you were like in that dark time. Tell us about that.
I get very sensitive when I start talking about my mom. But I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
It was hard, but I had to keep myself together for her. I didn't want her to see me, going through what I knew she was going through. And I wanted to be strong for her. It was hard. Many times I had to go in my room. And then she'll come and open the door, to make sure I'm there with her, because she didn't want to be alone. I'm saying, I'm okay, Mom, I'll be out in a minute. But I did have to go in my room, and I did have to pray. I cried, and I didn't let her know I cried. But it just watching her go down, I had to go in my room and write songs. I had to get me through what I'm seeing her going through. So,
absolutely.
Sorry.
So
I didn't mean to shed no tears. I wasn't going to do it.
No, it's okay. And no, this is the space for it, and that's why I wanted this podcast, so we can talk about this, because I'm sure the audience, that there's someone who has gone through it or is currently going through seeing their loved one decline, and so we need to let them know that there is hope, because in that moment, we're like, oh Lord, what's going on? I'm trying to save my, my grandma, or save my mom, or save, and so yes, we want to share, and shed that light and let people know that, this could be the darkest time, but there is healing and there is hope definitely on the other side. And so let's talk about your warrior moment. What helped you to get out of that dark despair that you were in?
Well, like I said, it was first me talking to God and asking him to help me through it.
Yes.
And I didn't have to call anybody. They actually came to me. They called me and came over to the house, and where I was able to vent and get out what I was feeling. So that helped, instead of me keeping it in, because I'm the type of person I hold stuff in. And with their help and my family, my family helped. You always encouraged me. Your songs encouraged me. And then, like I said, it was a slow process for me to get out of it. But like I said, with me going into the studios, that was my therapy, and talking to my producer and their wife, that helped out, and talking to different people and family members, that was getting me out of it, instead of me just falling up and just being in a corner like I was,
right,
and closing my curtains and stuff. But just people, God, people, family, and talking to them and writing and doing poems and going to the studios, that helped a lot.
So
that helped me a lot.
It's important to have that support system when you're going through some trials in your life. So like you said, having family, having people to call you, to encourage you, praying, going to church, and just having that surrounding, that's super important to help when you're going through those dark times in your life.
Join us for From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole, a podcast where we're discussing all things mental health and wellness. Airing Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Oklahoma Victorious Worship Radio, and on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on PGN TV. For full details on air dates, networks, and how to be a guest on the show, email us at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com or visit RoshawnNicole.com.
Let's talk about the song Don't Give Up. That's one of my favorite songs. Let's talk about that song and what inspired you to write that song.
It's really with my experience of doing the writing and stuff. Sometimes songs will get written and I'll be like, why am I writing this? So Don't Give Up actually was for like my daughter that's going through depression, and it's actually for the people that were going, I knew I was depressed, but how you sometimes just like, okay, I'm okay. But I was writing it actually for other people until I actually got it finished, listened to it, and I said, that is really for me too. I can't throw this on just anybody, everybody else, without recognizing I needed to not give up. Because many times I did. I wanted to. And like I said, when my mom passed, and the devil came to me and said, the voice came to me and said, well, if you miss your mom that bad, kill yourself or hurt yourself. And then you can see her, just die. That almost took me to another level. But like I said, that's when all the people came in. But don't give up. I apply that to myself. Right now, I didn't at first, but I was writing, like I said, for everybody else. Because I said, Lord, why am I writing this? Who am I writing this for? He said, he always tell me, just write, and then it blesses other people. But I'm applying it to myself.
It's amazing how, it would just download in our spirit. So like when I was in treatment, I was just writing how I was feeling in the moment. And it sounds like for you, the same thing, it just downloaded where the lyrics will come to you. And you don't sometimes even know it's a song, and you're just like, oh, this is a song, and it sounds like in your case it was the same. You're just kind of writing down, don't give up, writing the lyrics down, and then you're just like, okay, now this is a song. And so yes, how your pain can definitely birth something beautiful, and like you said, that healing was also coming from you writing it, but also sharing it, and then saying, hey, this is not just for other people, this is also for me. I'm healing through this song. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So let's talk about, if someone is going through, the loss of a loved one, or if they're grieving, or if they're seeing the decline of a loved one, like what do you want to share with them? What inspiration would you like to share with the audience today?
First of all, is pray and ask God to give you strength, to keep you in your right mind, and to keep you uplifted. I know sometimes it's easier said than done to do this stuff, and then be surrounded by people that care for you, not just anybody, because anybody could be around you and like, oh, whatever, but people that care. And people that are reaching out to you to comfort you and encourage you. Let them do it. Let them do it. And then find something that you were interested in, like music for me, writing, and for you, and find something. Read a book, a poem, whatever. Go fishing, whatever. Something to keep your mind occupied. You got to be occupied. You can't just sit still, because that'll make it worse. I'm a witness to that.
So finding something that brings you hope, something that you enjoy doing. Yes, is what I heard you say. Yeah. And so I want to talk a little bit about, because you are in the education space like myself, and so I want to know a little bit about, like, how do you balance your life being a mother, being a grandmother, being a musician, being in the education space, an educator? How do you balance, taking care of Estella Johns?
Well, my days, Monday through Friday, it starts at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And which is my job. I get up, do prayer, whatever, and then I do my 5 o'clock area, and then I'm off to work. I'm there all day, and I'm off at 5:30, 6 o'clock. I come home, make sure the little one eat. I got the grandson/son. Make sure he got something to eat. And sometimes it takes me a long time to go to sleep, to relax, because I'm just so super tired, or I got a lot on my mind, or I have some music on and I got to write it down, words or something. But that's my day. My weekends, my work clock doesn't never turn off, so I'm up at probably 5 again and doing what I got to do, But I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I don't stop.
Just keep going. And another thing I do know that you enjoy doing, because you as a little girl, I knew this as well, and then you love to post about it, that you love to cook. That is I see that's another thing. I don't know if that brings you joy, or is it just something you just do? Because it seems like okay, because it seems like you have a passion for it, because people are always asking for your food. They're like, hey, cook this for me, make this, and it seems like you get joy out of that. So that's what I was just assuming.
I do, because my job, really my job, Miss Brenda, when you go cook again? Okay, what y'all want? We want this. I might get 2 or 3 people asking about it by the time I put up the little flyer thing and say, okay, I'm taking orders for this. It'd be like I just did 52 pot pies just for my job.
Oh my gosh.
And I was wore out. And then I just did chicken spaghetti. I did 20, I think 30 of those. And today was the last day for that. So I'm taking a break on that. But I have to cook at home for my, family and other people outside of the job. But yeah, I like to cook. I do.
Yes, yeah, and your cooking is delicious. I remember as a little girl going to grandma's house, and you and my uncles and aunts would cook, and yes, and grandma would cook, and we loved it. So yes. So Estella Johns,
mom's spot.
Yeah, oh, right, exactly. And we know grandma, she didn't have like recipes like you put this amount, she just poured everything in the pot. Or her sweet potato pie, she can't tell you how to make it, she just pours it all. Yes. So I was like, grandma, how you make oh baby, I just put sugar in this. I don't even know her recipe, so I can't even duplicate it if I even try. So yes. Oh my gosh. Well, Estella Johns, please tell the audience about your music. Where can they find more about you? Tell them about your music. Where can they download it? Share that with the audience.
Well, my music is on all platforms, and as Estella Johns, on all platforms, and that's where they can buy it if however they want to do it. Yeah, and I also have like CDs, and I don't mind mailing them out to people. I will do that much, but yeah. So you can contact me too, also at simmonsbrenda27@gmail.com. simmonsbrenda@27
Awesome.
27@gmail.com. I'm sorry.
And you're available for, let them know what you're available for. So for booking.
I'm available for ministering my songs to you at your churches or functions or wherever wherever I'm available.
Yes.
So you can contact me with that email.
Okay. All right. You heard Estella Johns, where you can find her music. So make sure you're downloading, you're streaming, you're supporting Seattle/Tacoma area. Support Estella Johns. She has beautiful, beautiful music, and contact her if you would like her to be a guest and minister in song. So Estella Johns, we are going to close out. And this is just a little game. It's called, Would You Rather? We want to lighten the mood a little bit. I'm going to give you two choices, and you're going to tell me what's your favorite choice and why, okay? So I was strategically kind of doing this, thinking about you as I was like writing this down. So, all right, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee. Okay. Why?
Yeah, because I get up so early in the morning, I need it.
Right.
I like tea though, but getting up that early, I have to stay awake.
Coffee. Okay. Are you one of those drinking coffee all day, or just kind of like the first hour when you wake up?
Just the first hour.
Okay. I'm an all day, and I'm trying to stop that. That's not good for my sleep. So, all right. Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
Okay.
I like nature.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, and we have a beautiful view here in Seattle of the mountains. So, okay, I would say beach for me. I want something warm on the nice sand. That's just me. So we get the cold and the rain all the time. I'm like, let me go somewhere in the hot beach. So, okay, so mountains for you. Okay, Italian food or Thai food?
Italian. I like Italian food. I tried Thai food. I don't care too much for it.
Okay. So you like the pastas and the pizzas over the Thai food. All right. Okay.
Yeah, not too much the pizzas, just the pastas more.
The pastas. Okay. All right. Yep. And the last one, would you rather host dinner so people would come over and you cook the food, or would you rather be a guest at dinner?
Host.
Okay.
I'd rather host it because I like to see people eat.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
I like to have hosted. And I'm getting ready to have and I will talk to you about that once we're off the air. I'll get in touch with you. I'm getting ready to do a appreciation gathering on next month. So yeah, a host.
Okay. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. And that's what I thought. I was like, oh yeah, I think she's gonna say host because I know she loves to see people eat. So yes. Okay. Yep. Well, Estella Johns, is there anything else you want to share? Any shout outs to anyone before we close out?
Yes. I would like to first say that to don't give up. There's hope, and just make sure you pray to God and surround yourself with positive people to help you get through what you're going through. And my shout out is to Nabel Davis, my producer, Nabel Davis, and I never leave his wife out, and Kim Davis, because we're taking up time from her to do what we have to do as far as the music bit. I appreciate both of them. Those are my hearts. Nabel, my producer, Nabel Davis. I'm sure everybody knows him. And then his wife, Miss Kim Davis. Yeah, that's my shout out. Love them. Yes, just amazing producer. Him and his son is my producer. His son, yep. So the Davis family, shout out to you. We love you. So absolutely. And what is next for you? What is we love them. What is next for you? Okay, so I just laid down another song called When God Speaks.
Okay.
And that was, as you know, June Hairston. And that's the women's retreat. That's the theme. And the funny thing about it was I was writing a song called When God Speaks. And when she came to the women's convention council at the church, she said, what the theme for the women's retreat is When God Speaks, everyone listens. I was like, whoa. So I told her, I said, I'm gonna add that everyone listens. It's a very beautiful song though. Yeah. The Lord blessed me with the words, and she sent some words for me. I said, okay, this is your song. Put these words in. So so, and I do have one more song out that I have not put out yet. Enough is enough. So I'm just trying to space everything out, you know.
Right. Okay. And what's the release date of your single? Do you have a release date?
Oh, well, the one Shattered Pieces is not out yet. That's coming out on my birthday. February 17th. It's called Shattered Pieces.
Shattered Pieces.
So that was coming out February 17th. The When God Speaks, she wants me to sing it at the retreat thing, so that might have to come out probably in April. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Put that
all
one.
right.
I'll probably just sing it and then release it later. And you know. But look out for Shattered Pieces. It's coming out February 17th.
I heard the little snippet. I heard the little snippet that you had, and that sounds good. So yes, we definitely.
I don't know why I wrote that song though.
You don't know why? You say you don't know why?
No.
What did you say?
I don't know where they came from. I don't.
Okay. It just drops.
I don't.
Download it.
Well, God gives me a lot of my songs. He just said, just write. Yeah. I said, okay, Lord.
Right. And just write. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome because
it might help somebody.
For sure. Yeah. And that's amazing. And that's when you know that's true talent, because that's not everyone. You know, sometimes people need, you know, the music, and not saying that that's wrong or bad, but like when lyrics just drop in your spirit, that's when you know it's just like that's not you. You know that's just not you. So yeah, awesome. All right, Estella Johns. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on my show and for sharing your story and for being vulnerable. And we know that this is going to help so many people who are dealing with grief. And I'm just so grateful that you said yes today. And thank you so much. And we're going to be looking out for your music. And okay, I'll put my niece hat back on. Thank you, Auntie.
You're welcome, DC.
All right, so
y'all go and listen to "Don't Give Up." That'll help you.
Yes, it did. It helped me today. It sure did. It helped me today. I was singing it as I was like feeling in some type of a way, and your song came up, and I was like, "Yep, we're gonna talk about that today." So, "Don't Give Up" has truly inspired me on today, and so many of your other songs, Auntie, that I enjoyed listening to has inspired me as well. And just I have a CD player still in my car, so I put it in my CD player and I listen to it. So as I'm driving, so thank you for your music.
Shirt on yesterday at work. I wore your shirt yesterday, your free shirt. Yep.
Okay.
At work, and everybody loved it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. We absolutely do. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Estella Johns. And I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you more. Love you.
Love you. All right, friends. Well, that was Estella Johns' amazing story testimony. Her music is so inspiring. Don't give up. Like I said, truly inspired me on today. So check out her music. She is, like she said, she is available everywhere. She also has a YouTube page as well. So Estella Johns, appreciate you so much. /Auntie. All right, everyone. So I want to encourage you. There's 3 ways that you can watch or listen in. The first way is on Friday nights at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You can watch this episode and other episodes on Oklahoma Victorious Worship Radio. The second way is on Monday nights at 6 o'clock p.m. on PGN TV. And the third way is on my YouTube channel at Roshawn Nicole. And if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, share, hit that bell notification so you can see all episodes. Thank you so much to the producer of the show, and that is Dr. Teresa Jordan, CEO of Praise Fest Gospel Network. Thank you to our amazing special guest on today, and thank you for listening and for watching. If you want to share your Weeping to Warrior story, we would love to have you on. Contact me at info@Roshawn Nicole Wellness. Come and share your story. If you are creative and if you have music that shares your story, or if you have merch or a small business, you can also share that as well to talk about your story. So thank you for your time on today. Sending some love. Stay lit, keep shining, and ignite freedom. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Understand, listen, nor see. At times you want to call it quits, but if you do that, anxiety, depression, PTSD.
Thank you for tuning in to From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole. To be a guest on the show, please contact us at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com. We would love to connect with you, so please take a moment to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms. We look forward to having you join us next time for Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole.